Okay. All right. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, I can see.
Okay. All right. 1 second. Just making sure that you're on the right screen. So this is our home page. So we are focused on Quiznext app, which is student focused revision and practice app. I'll come to that in a bit. But as a school teacher, right, as somebody from a school, the way to register is you go to, like, for schools. We have a page which talks about what does it offer. So click on sign up now. It takes us to this link. It says sign up for Quiznet Classroom. Now, so this is a classroom portal. Now, as a somebody who has you know, uh, who is from a school, for example, if I am a teacher from, say, a school in Bangalore, right, I could say that 560043 is my pin code, which is my postal pin code. So what we have done is we have listed the schools based on the pin code. So which if we are working with that school already, then you would see this in the list. Otherwise, you could go and say add new. So what happens in add new is we go ahead and then set up the school, which takes like 5 minutes for us to set up a new school. But otherwise, I go and set up, select a school and confirm. Then I fill in my details and then phone number. uh, Once I do this, it asks for a OTP. I need to agree on the terms and conditions. uh, I give the phone number, OTP. It actually goes to locks me in. Okay, so since I'm already registered, I'm not going to go through this. But if you are already registered, then the login is the place which every time you come back and log in, this is where you come in. So sign in page, you give your phone number, we log you in. And other thing is, like, you don't, because it's a browser based thing, we on that particular device we remember the login and we refresh the login depending on how frequently they come in and all. And if anyone faces any problem during the registration or anything, we are available on the chat here, so you could always chat with us and we should be able to help you out. Okay, so once you log in, you actually come to this dashboard page. So in the dashboard, what you see is, you see recent assignments, which means something that I assigned as a teacher or for this particular class. And you see active students. For demo purpose, I just have one student here. But say, there are other, say 9A has like more students. So I could see who are all active, when were they active, and I can see all those data, like, these are students who were online some time back. I could see all these things, and also we give them points. So now these points, I'll talk more when we go to student side, but then this is the indicator of their engagement. So how well they are practicing, are they coming back and doing practice, and all these things. At the same time, this brings in some amount of gamification to students. Now, the core feature, which most of the teachers are actually, like, very much keen on using, is the assignment part. So I'm for the sake of demo, I'm going to switch to a section which has only one student, which is for the demo, I'm the student here. Now, and the top bar, what you see is the grades and also sections. So if the students are in multiple sections, you could see by section. At the same time, these are the topics that we support: physics, chemistry, biology, and math. And by default, we say select CBSE, but then you could change. And if you are an ICSE teacher, you could actually go ahead and change your profile to ICSE, so that you could actually choose ICSE curriculum. Now, what happens
I
is,
have one question. I have just one question
yeah.
here. So it means many of the teachers can can generate tests with one ID.
Yes, so that is not really required, because there is nothing that is blocking a new teacher from signing up, because we don't really we don't really charge teachers, right? So what we are
Okay.
associated is with the school. So as
Okay.
long as it is with the school, we work hand in hand with the school just to ensure that these are the right teachers that they are from the school, so that we have that particular thing covered. Now
So a school can buy your services and it can share with the teachers, and teachers can use further,
yeah, right,
right?
right. So now,
Okay.
right now, this is in a self-service mode, in the sense, the registration process that I showed, right, where I selected a school and all.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, yes.
so that's the only process that they need to go through. What we do is, once they register, we go and call the school once and verify that they are from the school. And right now, for teachers, it is completely free. There is no charges involved. So that way, right, there is nothing that is stopping schools from registering multiple IDs or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Okay.
okay, now I'll come to other features, but what I will do is, quickly I'll go ahead and start showing some of the practice thing. So now I could, so on this whole screen you have one button that says start live practice. So I could go ahead and pick a chapter. So we already have chapter that are mapped to CBSE, because I've selected CBSE as a thing. And what you see is the question bank, where we already have picked some questions. Now, these are the subtopics that are from the chapter. So I could go ahead and say that, hey, if I have done only, for example, only circular motion today, right? So I could just go ahead and pick circular motion and say, get me only circular motion questions. Now, if I don't like this, I could say change question. It's going to bring new set of questions. Okay. Now, still, for example, if I don't like this question, right, I could go ahead and say that replace this question, a new question comes in there. So that way I can actually make a question set that I like, right? And I could go ahead and assign. Now uh, there is no need to actually create new questions, because we have good amount of questions. But I'll come to that as well, how to create new questions. This is one thing, teachers struggle, is like having creating a lot of questions.
Making questions.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Now when I say assign to class, what happens is, I could do multiple things. I could say that, okay, assign it now and now itself, or I could say that, assign for tomorrow morning 10 o'clock, or today 7 p.m., or I could go and schedule it in some other time. Okay. So or I could also say that, say this, okay, and just say that at this point of time. Or so I could also say that, should I limit them on how many questions they should, how much time they should take for attending these questions. So I could do that as well. Okay. For the demo, what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to say that I'll assign this right then and now. uh, so it's now, I should see a message saying this been assigned. So it's been assigned. Now I have the phone, I have logged in on a phone, uh, as a student, which is mapped to this particular school. So you saw that notification that came for the student, right? And right now, right now, for that particular question set, we are showing here, like, there's no update. Even we are not showing what are the, what is the answer or any of those things, right? I'm going to just keep my phone here and uh, open the app. So I can go ahead and open the app. So Quiznext, I'll come to, I'll talk in detail about what does Quiznext app provide. So here it says, teacher has just assigned a practice on motion. I should say submit now. So as a student, this is the message I get on my dashboard. I could go ahead and start attending these questions. So okay, so uh, I'll go ahead and start attending these questions. So I was wrong there. Uh, you know, some delay because of I'm projecting it. Now you see here, question two here is this, whereas question two what I got is a different one, right? So what happens is, that's a different question that might be here.
Shuffling.
Yeah, we
Shuffling.
do the
Yes.
shuffling for every student, so that even if they want to like discuss with the other student, that does not happen. Now,
Yes.
and also we give some immediate feedback saying that, hey, I answered it quickly, but don't get overconfident, because typically students take more time than that in these cases. So that's the feedback they get. um, so moment I start attending these questions, it shows here in progress. So it says I got two right and one wrong there, right? So as a teacher, I could see if there are like 20 students. I'll show that case as well. Like there are 20 students, how would that look, right? So even that you would get to see. Now, so I'm going to quickly go ahead and finish this. um, we also have like detailed solutions if there are questions are a little more complicated. So for example, here it says, why is that answer right? So we have that detailed solution as well along with the questions. Now, see some of these things, right? For example, this is an understanding question. So we have wide variety of questions that are there. So for example, this is a knowledge question, right? Because just asking what is it. um, so this is again an understanding question. So we have application understanding and and knowledge questions covered. So once I'm done here, here already it said it I have completed here, and here it also shows that revise this topic for tomorrow. I'll talk about that in a bit. It says I scored 4 out of 10, and here it says 4 to 6, and at the same time here it's showing uh, these are
Correct
the
answers, yes.
correct answers. So because everyone from the class actually has completed it, we are showing the answer. So as a teacher, you could actually project this whole screen with the students. So they could see, okay, what really happened. And we also give some points for each of the attempts, which makes some amount of excitement and gamification in the class, right? So this is about
Hmm.
how a live quiz is conducted. um, Now, I'll quickly talk about what app does. Right now, I say completed that particular chapter. We give a study plan based on their attempt. For example, here, what you see in the bottom is a study plan where we talk about, what are the topics when you should actually practice. So some of the things that are scheduled for 26th June, I did not actually do it, but it shows what is my study plan look like, uh, because I have attempted some of these questions some time back. It is scheduling me to come back and do more practice. So from a practice standpoint, I have we have a question bank that students can go ahead and practice from. We have some curated videos from YouTube where we kind of we bring in best content from YouTube and actually list it against chapters. So because there are good passionate teachers on YouTube who teaches the concepts, right?
Hmm.
And like what you're also doing, right? You are putting very great content on YouTube. uh, and we just show them here. It actually like brings in credibility of the teachers that we're creating, as well as we are freely showing that to students. Now, uh, as a student, I could go ahead and pick a subchapter and practice, or we also have worksheet where we have long answer questions, like typical worksheets, right? Even the worksheet we auto generate on the fly, so that it is not same, it's not a PDF file that it's downloaded once. It is like we have a lot of questions in the question bank that users can go ahead and look from.
Hmm.
Now, so we also other popular feature is the challenge. So what happens is, students can go ahead and they can bring their friends in. So like I have my friends here listed, uh, and I can go ahead and like challenge with them, play with them. For example, if somebody called Kiran is online. So these are the people who are online. I could actually go and say, pick a random player and uh, challenge with them. Now, what happens is it said, okay, it picks one user and then said, pick a chapter that you want to practice. Now, what generally happens is students who are confident about a chapter, they would go and pick that chapter because they want to win. But end of the day, how would you become more confident is when you practice enough. Second thing is, yeah, just because you want to win against somebody, you act, as a student, they go and practice more and be more confident, be more prepared in those chapters, which otherwise they wouldn't do, right? Like until unless there is an exam, they wouldn't do all those things. So that's a other key feature. So I'm not going to do the challenge, but maybe I'll just quickly start. For example, I'm starting a real number challenge with somebody called Isha. uh, if they're online, they will be able to attempt then and there. If they're not online, we give them a time to actually go ahead and attempt these questions.
Attempted.
Yeah. So in this case, it's, for example, this is an application question, right? So now if you see, Isha has already attempted that question. You see the progress here. um, and I could just go ahead, and I'm not going to look at the questions, but uh, I can go ahead and attempt these questions. You would see the live progress, and also how much points did Isha get. So we show that data. Now it becomes much more competing for um, these students. So this is what we do in challenges, and this is one of the most popular way of doing practice. And what we see is students practice like 3 to 4 times before uh, you know on a chapter, before they actually go ahead and accept a practice, because they want to make sure they are winning all the time. So that's how, this is a motivation factor that helps students to practice more. Now the, uh, we have a free, in the free version of this product, what happens is, so yeah, I won as this challenge. uh, in the free version of the product, what happens is, you have a daily limit on how many challenges that you could start. But on the
Okay.
paid version, you get like unlimited number of practices and challenges. We also create study groups. What happens is, everybody from the class, actually, they put together, so you get an update saying, what others in the class are doing. So that update also you get. And we also give badges to students based on their achievements. And we also give, we have a leaderboard where we show how well students are doing, across the country, across the thing. And also at a school level, we have a leaderboard. For example, UOK Tagore International is on the top of the leaderboard. So there are like, if I see here, the more than 300 students from the school who are, yeah, the 300 students from the school who are there on the, uh, so
Mm.
so this is how we keep the motivation high for the students on the student side. I'll quickly come back to the teacher side of the thing. So similarly, on the teacher side also, we show a leaderboard which is within the class. We could see that, who are all online. And for example, if I go to 9B, which where I am available, so I'm online, I'm on the app right now. And it also shows, like, where each of the person are, and what is their current ranking, all India ranking, and did their rank went up or went down in last one day. So we give this kind of stats for each of the students. Now, we also give like a chapter progress, like for this particular class 9th, how many chapters we have given practice. For example, real numbers, we have already assigned 9 practice, so we say that they have covered everything from that particular topic. So this way we have a live progress report of the class on have we given enough assignments to the class. At this and at a student level, if I go back to dashboard, right, anywhere there is a student mentioned, I could go and click on the student. I could see uh, and the similar data about student. For example, I have we also do some mental math games, so we show that level as well. We show their points, rank, and what plan they are on, and how much, what is their progress uh,
Mm.
from each of the topic. And we also give insight about, what are the practice that they have done. Like, it shows like 10 minutes back I practiced on motion. Similarly, what are the challenges that, for example, I won 4 minutes ago, I won a real number challenge. So this kind of insights that are available for teachers as well. So this becomes much more like, we are not really looking at one sheet kind of a assessment. We are looking at a continuous assessment. So for example, as a student, I have uh, I have completed 84% of the questions on the real numbers, and I have my overall accuracy is 28%. So might not, because I've been using this for testing, so might not be a really good number to look at, but I would know as a teacher, like where are they getting stuck, or which are the
Lacking, yes.
topics. Yeah, yeah. And the other key feature, which which makes us as a differentiator compared to this is one of the things, which is the progress report is one of the key differentiator, because if you use Google Forms or Teams, you are creating an assignment one at a time, right? Even if you create two assignments on motion, they are two distinct motion assignment. You would, because it does not have a concept correlation, it does not have a subtopic correlation, you will not be able to find out like what was the overall accuracy, right? You can't average it out,
Hmm.
because it might be, sometime might be repeated question, sometime might be the question from the same concept, or the similar question. So whereas what
Yes.
we measure is based on the overall coverage and overall coverage accuracy. So that way, we give a holistic picture of every student by merging those assignment outcome. Now I'm going to quickly talk about other feature, which is adding questions. So one of the thing every teacher may feel proud about is their own questions, right? So as a, if I showed some time back how you could replace
Add my
question.
question.
Yeah.
Right.
But at the same time I could also add my own question. So for example, I'm going to do a very simple one. Okay, what is the value of, say, I want to have, say, square root of something, right? I could just go ahead and say insert math. Now anything that you frequently used in high school math, we have all of them here, right? You have all those symbols and all the
Symbols, okay.
yeah, yeah.
And
uh,
it will be easy to insert. Yes.
yeah, it is easy to insert. For example, I'll say what is the, say, um, so here, right, the nth root, say, uh, say I'll do one more thing, like for example I'll insert this. Okay, I'll say here also like AB. So I'm saying what is 4 to the power uh, 2 divide. So what I'm doing is I'm using my keypad.
Multiple symbols.
Yeah, and
Multiple symbols.
also, yeah, I'm using my mouse to move around, right? Here I could again say that, say root of, right? And then say I say like 16, and here there is one missing. Here I'm just saying the 3, right? Now what is the cube root of 4 square divided by square root of 16? So this is the this is the question. Now in no time I could actually create this question, right? Otherwise, if you're using something like Google Sheets, you are actually dependent on using something from outside, right? So I could do this. Now I could just add some more things here, like and say and sine 40, right? Just for the argument's sake, and I can insert that here. I have this question done already. Now even in answer, say if I want to give 2, um, 3, and then the other answer is, say, is again answer is again say sine 30 is the answer. That say I could do that, or I could say here answer as the, say, square root of sine, uh, or I could, so that I type there, but I could use the sign. So because this is, that is a typing of sign, this is actual sign thing. So I could do this and say okay. So I need to say which is the correct option. For example, I'll say this is the correct option, and it asks like which subchapter does this belong to, um, so that this is when they pick this question next time, that is available, and what is the difficulty level, and what type of question it is. So that when they want this question again, we have the right question map. A moment I say okay, this question gets added to the question bank, uh, so that teachers can actually use this question. So I'm not going to do that because it goes and adds on the question bank, and
Yes, yes, I understood.
yeah,
Yes.
and we don't want to add that now. So that's how how
Just
we.
one question. Just one question.
Mhm.
Can a teacher add an image in this section? Add my question.
So adding an image right now, we don't support, but that's something that we are it should be up in another 2 3 days time. So right now, but our questions we already have images. Only it's just the we thought the request that came in was like maths as a higher importance. So we started
सर
with the
इन
math.
बिगर क्लासेस लाइक अकाउंटेंसी इकोनॉमिक्स स्टैटिस्टिक्स बेसिकली क्या होता है कि if there is an image the teachers can directly put up the image and they don't have to type the question because
Correct,
they are
correct.
huge.
Yeah, yeah. No, no. We support. So we will support images. Only reason we started with this is mainly like math was the most difficult part that people
Yes,
felt
yes,
like
I
we
understand.
and yeah. So this is what we are doing, and since we are focused on only math and science right now, even if you create a question that is again mapped to math and science. So
Mm-hmm.
that way so it is the because what we have seen is at least for a lower grades like till 10th grade 9 6 7 8 9 10 math and science is are the subjects where students want to do more practice, and
Yes, yes.
that's why that's where a lot of importance is given. Now the one last thing that I'll talk about is how to set up your class. So if you're a teacher or if you're somebody from the school, I'm seeing only one student here right now. I want to bring in rest of the students. All I need to do is like say click on invite student. What happens on invite student is you get one you know one email and SMS. So you get a link in a SMS. At the same time you get one email also with instruction on what to do. So mainly that link is a specific link that is generated for the school, which you can circulate with students. And when you circulate that with students, what happens is that already has the school information. So they are automatically mapped to that particular school. So that way it becomes much more easier. If that does not happen, right? If if the students go to Play Store and download on their own, they could still go ahead and go ahead and install the so map the app. I'll just show that as well.
Mm.
So if you can see my screen, see I already got
Yes, yes, you got
yeah,
the link.
yeah, got
Yes.
the link. So so it shows up this is the link, and as a student I could always go to my profile. So here there is it is showing here, right? It is showing school rank. If I don't have the school, you will see a add school here, or this is my profile. For example, if you want to change my section from section
Okay.
A to B, I could do that. And if I want to change my school, there I clicked on edit symbol next to the school. It's so what happens is I you see all the schools nearby, so I could pick my school and then select the school to join. So
Perfect.
moment I do that, I
Mm.
automatically be shown on the teacher's dashboard.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay. All right. So that's pretty much about the overall platform. And how teachers can actually practice and how they can assign a practice.
And this is good. This is
Uh,
good.
so